Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at some of these coins. We're going to do a roundup of, I suppose, some of the altcoins that I'm in at the moment. Yeah, I am wearing a hat and a jacket. It's freezing around here, alright? I work up here in my attic room, and rather than heating an entire house up, I just put a jacket and a hat on, alright? So yeah, it's not because I'm poor. I'm not poor. I'm not a millionaire either, so just to put it out there, alright? So, let's have a look at, first of all, I've just done a brief video on Bitcoin, but this is the deal with Bitcoin. Looking at it on the daily, we've broken out of this pitchfork tool, and now, provided we stay above here and close above here, I would say that we're looking to continue with a bullish move, alright? It doesn't mean that it's going to take the reins, though, and blow everything out the water. This is good for everyone. The reason I think this is happening is because yesterday's and the last few days worth of XRP price action, right? There was about $2.5 billion on Binance volume alone, alright? So there's a lot of people who have made a lot of money. I think the majority of people made some decent money out of all of that. And now where's that money going? Well, it looks to me like it's going everywhere. It's going all over the place. It's going into everybody's favourites, alright? Whether it be this, that, the other. So a lot of people actually prefer Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at a reasonable price, so you could argue to put some into that. So I think that's what's happening with Bitcoin. It's pushed itself out of this, and so long as it's out of here and closing above here, then I think it has every chance to continue with a bullish move. I'm not saying it's going to, launch to 50,000, 100,000 or anything. It's baby steps, one step at a time. This is the first day that we've technically look as though we may close above this pitchfork since we broke down beneath it on the 14th of January. So it does look okay to me. But the good thing about that is that the Bitcoin dominance isn't really launching any, in a massive way. I mean, it does look like it wants to go up, but it doesn't. It's not the end of altcoins at all for the moment. Certainly not. I think altcoins are all still doing their thing as well. So I think it's a redistribution of that XRP profit, finding its way into all kinds of other assets. So that's Bitcoin out of the way, just very briefly. We don't need to go too much into detail about that. So we'll first start with looking at FET AI, one of my favourite altcoin setups, and there's many of them, alright, that I don't look at. This is why I appreciate people doing the live streams with me on Wednesdays and Fridays. You have to be a Patreon user for that, so feel free to come on. It's £7.50 a month. Join that. You get two live streams a week. 2 live streams a week. You can ask me all the questions that you like. But for me personally, I really like this one. We had a perfect HE-Cloud conversion baseline cross here, followed by a golden cross, and then basically continuing with this stair step up. Now we're finding problems around this zone here. But in all fairness, this zone is designed to break, in my opinion. If we have a look at this on a weekly, it sort of smooths out what we, smooths out the actual price of it, and you can see that it's more bullish. You can see that it's more bullish on a weekly. It makes more sense. You can see a nice curvature taking place here. In my expectation, the way that this is going to work is that we're going to pick up momentum once we've taken out this area. It's going to be in my opinion, it's going to be slow and steady. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a prolonged bullish move on this one. And this zone here, around 13.5 cent. Once that's broken, we'll be targeting areas of around 20 cent for FET. We're looking at this on all these other indicators. They all look very good to me. I do like the way that this one's shaping up. Really do like the way it's shaping up. And like I say, nothing's perfect, but as far as the setup's concerned, on the daily especially, it's pretty perfect. We've just got a significant blue box zone of resistance to break through, and then we can make some significant moves after that. So SXP. So SXP. The reason I'm interested in SXP and BNB is because this is my only bot that I'm running at the moment. I mentioned it on my last video, but I've just broken $20,000 profit, and I started with 1,200. So a really good return on these bots so far. The only bot that I've got going is SXP to BNB, and the only pairings that I've had for the last must be months now. The vast majority of the time I've been running it, all my bot profit has been in BNB, and most of that is banked, which is why I've just recently peaked that $20,000. So rather than setting up loads of other bots, because I was uncertain of how BNB was going to go, and obviously BNB has broken bullish, I did the right thing in holding off and just banking that BNB profit, which is, since I've been doing these bots, it's been hundreds of BNB I've earned with the bot. So that's how I've managed to get to that $20,000 recently. So yeah, let's have a look at SXP and start, and we'll forget about the bots for the moment. Right, so SXP, again, a nice bullish setup, right? So we don't have the same kind of perfect signature that we got with FET, but we do have a good one all the same. So it's a very young chart still, despite it's been around long enough for us all to know about it. It's actually a very young chart. We don't have an enormous amount of price action or price history, but what we do have is stair steps up, breaking above this zone here, coming down to test it. Broken down, tested the 10 exponential, then tested the support, and we've held the support, and now as of today we tested the 10 exponential again. So I believe that we'll stay above this zone here of around about $1.18, and we should now be looking to break this zone here of around about $1.48, $1.49. Once that's broken, then we will target areas of $1.74 to $1.80. And I really don't think it's going to stop there. These are just areas where we're likely to find resistance. Once $1.88 is broken, it could actually go parabolic, and then obviously we'll talk about what's going to happen after then. But it does look really good to me. I like the way it's shaping up, and it's not blowing its top off at all. It's making nice stair steps up from the bottom, holding supports, holding exponentials, basically being carried, which is great. If we go to the 4 hourly, we can see again golden cross from back down here, and we dumped down into it, standard practice, dumped back into it again, shaking out everybody as much as possible. We've had a little bit of a sell-off, I suppose, recently. It's very volatile, which is one of the reasons I liked it as a bot pair, because every big move up and big move down, the bot gets to make more profit over and over and over again. So for me it's worked out really well in that respect. But now we're looking to smash the next level of resistance. So 4 hour looks good, daily looks good, and we're just going to have to wait and see how this one shapes up. But I imagine once we've broken through here, we'll get to this zone relatively quickly, and if we break through here, then we will probably likely see a parabolic move, and then a nasty drop after that. BNB, so absolute beauty of a coin here. It's been bullish for a very long time in a slow and steady way, which is why I loved having it as a bot pairing. It's been strong throughout. It's not been extremely strong, which means that it's not wrecked any of my bots. It's basically done exactly what you'd want to do from a base currency to trade bots with. So golden cross back down here, standard practice, dump down into it, shake out those people, big blow off top, riding up basically the green 50, and now really, I suppose, overreaching. Now this is a new all-time high for it, so essentially we're looking at a blue sky breakout, which means that it really could go anywhere at this point. It could go anywhere. I don't really have any particular targets. I think it is overreaching right now, so it's likely to come back down, if not today, by tomorrow, and maybe a substantial sort of retracement back inside the Bollinger Band. So I think we are overreaching today. I wouldn't fancy getting involved in it today. Obviously I'm constantly involved with it because my bots use it to make profit with, so I'm fine with that. But as far as an entry point is concerned, I don't believe there is one right now. I think it's likely to come back down, but it is looking pretty good. And if we look at this on the daily, what we also see here is an Ichimoku Cloud conversion baseline cross above the cloud, which is a continuation of a trend from this level here. Now you could argue that this breakdown here caused a fake signal, and so that basically the original signal was down here, and that the trend is basically continuing from here. So we could put that into perspective and say, all right, that's fine. The trend can continue from here, or it could continue from here. Either way, the trend is likely to continue. I like the way that it's set up, but in the very, very short term, 24, 48 hours, it wouldn't surprise me at all if we got brought back down around 48, maybe even 46. But can't quote me on this. When we're having a blue sky breakout, people are almost certainly just going to be throwing their money into it anyway. So there's no real levels I've got for tops, nor is there time frame for retracement, but I think we're likely to get a retracement on that over the next few days, but I couldn't really tell you how deep it would be. Finally, we're going to look at Ocean. Ocean's one of my bigger holds on a fundamental basis, so one of my tokens that sits down in the ledger. And what we've been speaking about on this one is that how on the weekly we've formed a W pattern. These W patterns often break to the up way more often than not, and when they do break to the up, they break considerably. So this is a weekly, so again we trade this one on the weekly, and this formation is very, very bullish. But it is on a weekly, so don't expect anything anytime soon, but I do expect big time, a big move from it over the next month or so. And fundamentally I like it. I think it's really strong fundamentally. So again, I don't trade this one as much, as more of I kind of a stockpile it with some of my profit. Shave a bit of profit off, goes into Ocean, sits in the ledger, and over again, like dollar cost averaging, but with my profits really. So yeah, at the moment we came down to test center of the Bollinger Band, all the way up, big massive move up, huge wick, all the way back down again. I was saying that this was a bit of a make or break moment for it really, because I've seen this with it before, saw this with it last time. It was moving up down to the center of the Bollinger Band, all the way up center of the Bollinger Band, and then basically a higher high in the candle wick here, but basically it ended up breaking down. Now lots of coins did break down during this period. This is when Bitcoin really started to take off and basically take the market cap away from everything else. So chart alone, there is similarities to this than there is here. So it was getting a little bit scary for me yesterday when I was watching this. I was thinking, oh, well, this does look a little bit like this, and it still does in a way. We really do need to start to prove that we can make another higher high. Well, we've got higher lows, which is all very good, but we do want a higher high forming. The fact that these wicks are so steep, these wicks are very big, showing that there's a lot of selling pressure up at these levels. The coin is relatively new to Binance, so I don't blame people for wanting to do that. No one really knows where it's going to go. Essentially, every time it makes a new high, it is a new all-time high. So I don't blame people for selling it off. Me personally, I'm not selling any of it. I keep it, I stockpile it. It goes into the ledger. It's one of the only tokens that I actually do that with. Don't do that with many other, especially altcoins. I don't do that really with. Ethereum, yes. Believe it or not, even XRP I do that with as well. But Ocean is one of the only, I suppose, mid to smaller cap coins that I actually do that with. So yeah, hopefully we'll be fulfilling the W pattern here, and this really would bring us up to a new all-time high and beyond. We'll be targeting areas of $1 or more, but again, it's on a weekly. It's just a formation. There's no particular signal on it, and it's a trend in progress. So there's, like I say, there's no entry point, nor is there a time frame on it. It's just a rough overview of how the formation looks on the weekly chart, which actually is really good. And I'm expecting good things. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there, but thank you for watching. I've got links for the bots down below. I've got a Telegram, which is free. I've got a Patreon, which is £7.50 a month, and you get access to the live streams where you can ask me to look at any of the charts that you're interested in, and I'll let you know my analysis over it. No signals group, unfortunately. I don't think that that's a moral thing for anybody to create. But yeah, I'd like to see you in both of those forums. That would be great. And I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.